If you want to get sober, you have to build a life better than the one you're currently living in addiction. That's the secret. That's simply what it takes. So the life I'm living now, after a year and a half of sobriety, is much more fulfilling to me than the life I was living in addiction for 20 years. So when I was living in addiction, the drugs, the alcohol, the substances, the bad behaviors, they were all an outlet, an escape. They were filling a void within me because I wasn't living a fulfilling life without those substances. Now, when I started taking those substances and alcohol, well, they placated me. They made me comfortable to not go out and fulfill my ambition, to not seek a greater life, to not want more, to be allowed me to be content with my self-destruction. So until the pain, the pain-pleasure threshold, until the pain crosses the threshold of the pleasure that you gain from the substances and alcohol, you're not going to quit. Because you have to reach your rock bottom. And you're not going to reach your rock bottom until you experience more pain than pleasure from the alcohol and substances. And that pain matches your desire to live a better and more fulfilling life. Once that happens, you reach your rock bottom and you're able to pull yourself up and into a new and better life. But you can't do that until you've exhausted all the pleasure you can get from the drugs and the alcohol. So if you want to get sober, you really have to want a better life. That starts with crafting a vision. Crafting a vision and following your passion. You really have to have something that you love in life. For many, it's family. For others, it's finding a career. Maybe it's material, it's wealth, or it's leaving a legacy. For me, I have a need for cognition, for curiosity, for learning, for growth. And I also want to rebuild my family. Like all my pursuits, my end result, my end goal is to rebuild the family that I lost. So to do that, I have to incrementally reach the next step. There's all these steps. There's 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, right? And I'm right here. So I have to meet each step at each level before I can get to the end result of rebuilding my family or of attaining a career and being successful and leaving a legacy. So this is what I want in sobriety. And I know that if I live in my former manner of life in addiction, I won't be able to reach those next steps. I won't be able to climb those steps because I'll be content being at the bottom floor. I have no desire, no drive, no motivation, no ambition to reach up to the next step because the drugs and the alcohol provide me with the immediate gratification of the self, of pleasurely, fleshly desires, immediate gratification. So I'm sacrificing immediate gratification for long-term reward because I have a vision and I want to bring that vision to fruition, into reality. And to do that, it takes dedication and hard work and pain and effort. But that same pain and effort and hard work is what's given me a sustainable release of dopamine and endorphins as I meet each goal consecutively and consistently over a longer period of time, rather than just satiating my immediate desires of the flesh through alcohol, drugs, etc. So there's the trade-off between long-term reward and immediate gratification. So that's what you have to come to grips with and reconcile your distal goals with your proximal goals. Your proximal goals are the goals that are immediately in front of you, like I want to exercise today, or I want to put out resumes by the end of the week. Those are goals that are immediately in your vicinity, your near future. Then distant goals might be, well, I want to put a down payment on a house in 4 years. I want to start a family in 7 years. I want to have a career in 3 years. Those are your distal goals. So you have to reconcile your distal goals with your proximal goals and see how they can meet. So you'll be meeting your proximal goals on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and then on maybe a bi-monthly basis or quarterly, seasonal basis, you'll be meeting your distal goals. And then on a yearly and multiple year basis, you'll be achieving your grand plan, your vision, but you have to have your vision in place first. You have to know what you want. So if you're in an active addiction right now, and the only thing you know is that you want to get sober and live a better life, that's good. That's a good place to be in. That's where you want to start because you can build your life on that. So I hope this video finds you well. Give me a like and subscribe, and check out this one for more.